1.8 best so far. 154 for the NSX. Monica running out the lead strong. He's got some family out somewhere in the eastern part of the world. So hello out there. Monica Rudine with a 158.2. Kevin Rudine in the NSX Ranch Built 147.2. John Martin the Turbo S coming up. Christopher the Camaro SS coming up. Nice fast pass there. We're getting ready to send it over to my good friend Jay Barry from Ignite Racing Fuel. All the goodies. Ignite Red is some beautiful stuff. We'll probably talk about that here in just a little second. John with that 152.8. Christopher went pretty fast too. Looking for that mile an hour. I'll find it here soon, but before that, getting ready to throw it over to Jay Barry. Mason Chapman lining up there with the Golf R. Matthew in the BMW 328i. 800 horse in that beast too, by the way. Been a best of 140. Golf's been a best of 141, so it could be a pretty good drag race right there. After that, I got Josh Kalis coming up in that bad 69 Camaro. Mile an hour coming up for them. Mason, let's look what he did here. And Matthew. .142 to 139 for Matthew. Gonna head it over to Jay Barry. He's got a great interview. Jay, take it away. Gotcha. Here we go. That was Josh Kalis, Zach Moore. 189 there. 189.87, Zach Moore with a 154. Mike Stout coming up. Vengeance Racing. Mike Stout coming up in that Corvette. Vengeance Racing in the house. Been a best of 218 so far. Putting down all the power off the traction control and rev limiter. Shut her down early. I got all excited, mistakenly tossed it over when I shouldn't have. My bad. Mike Stout with a 163.2. Patrick Kennedy coming up with the BMW. Chad Redder in the GTO. So while I'm doing this run, I had Kevin Rudine come over from Rudine Racing, the father-son team. He wanted to give a personal thank you to everybody listening at home, everybody here. Everybody's been wonderful. He really appreciated it. So I was just giving him that big thank you coming from him. So that is your fastest mile an hour of the event thus far. And sounds like he's going to reconvene, but looks like possibly not for today. All right. We're going to send it over to JB right now.
English Racing, welcome back to Indiana. Glad to have you back out here. Tell us a little bit about your car.
Thanks for having us. So this is a 94 Honda Civic, and unlike most Honda Civics that when they are raced, they'll have a 4-cylinder. I chose to use a Honda 6-cylinder. So this would come out of like a Honda Odyssey van. It's been bored and stroked. It's 3.7 liters now. It has a turbo kit from Trial Performance. I'm using a Precision 8385 that on a good day should be capable of about 1,400 horse. It makes right around 1,250 right now. It's on methanol currently, but we're going to go back to Ignite for the next race. I have 12 fuel injector clinic 2150cc injectors. Air's going through a ASP headers intake manifold, some TB Motorworks stage 1.5 cams, and then CSF has done the cooling system in this car. It's been a best of 199. Today we were only able to get a 161 because we had some parts break, but having a lot of fun.
Well, hey, Aaron, thank you for coming out here. Welcome back to Marion. Back to you, Jimmy.
Great job, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you, Aaron from English Racing, for that interview. And, of course, Jay Berry from Ignite Racing Fuel for conducting it. Great work. Always fun to see that car out here. Great to have you back, Aaron. This looks like a fast Mustang. Jeremy Howell, 1,300 horse. Glenn Griffiths in the GT500 next to him. Mile an hour coming up. 202.16. There you go. That has to be some type of a Mustang record. I'll have to look that up and confirm. But I don't call 200 mile an hour Mustangs, so I'm just throwing it out there. 156.8 for Glenn Griffiths next to him. And once again, I will confirm, but I think 202.1 is going to be a record of some sort. Seth Moore in the Camaro SS. Dylan in the Subaru. Our only Subaru, the lone Subaru of the event. Don't have any information other than it makes 350 horse. 700 for Seth in that Camaro. Big Camaro race coming up here next. A lot of horsepower in the red one. See him doing the burnout right there. That's Mick Lay, 2,000 horse. Been a best of 199.3 today. You know he's looking for that 200 mile an hour pass. Jennifer Harper, no slouch either in that Camaro, 161.6. Looks like it's twin turbo. Mick Lay's. See the parachute. It's got one for a reason. Mick Lay with a good run there. 2,000 horse, 194.3 up for that one. Jennifer Harper coming through clutch with a 158.9. Ryan McCauley, 15 Mustang, 1,000 horse, been a best of 173.9. Patrick Parker in that S2000 makes 800 horse, been a best of 160.77. We just saw it over 200 mile an hour pass. In a Mustang. This one right here, I nicknamed it the Flying Banana because it flat goes. Patrick Parker, no slouch either. Both cars fast. 174 for Ryan and 133 for Patrick. Now we got Brant Gonzalez back in that 68 Camaro. Been a best of 180. A little light on the takeoff, but he makes up for it on the big end. Watch this. Lots of power. Great run right there for him. Mile an hour coming up. 182.2. Car keeps getting faster. He's got to be excited for that. Nathan coming up in that 370Z Nismo. Brandon Myers in that 350 horse S10. 1,000 horse in the Nismo. Been a best of 176.1. He's doing the full JDM launch kit there, but it's moving. He's grabbing gears and shedding tears. 169.0 for Nathan. Michael coming up that R8. Matt in that Audi S4. 610 horse in the R8, 420 in the S4. Quite the launch in both of those. Good runs there. 141.6 for Matt. Michael with a 138.9. Now I got James Walden, that replica Factory 5 Cobra. Nadim in that M3. 161 for him. 130.3 for the Factory 5 replica. Pretty good time out there and a beautiful Sunday out here in gorgeous Marion, Indiana. Of course, all this brought to you by the Indiana Corn Marketing Council and First Farmers Bank and Trust and Unleaded 88. Stephen Ulrich coming up. Gustav in the Challenger. Been a best of 158.2. 707 horse. 900. 924 in the Camaro. Good run had by all there. I got that crazy Saturn coming up. I met him over in the pits on our little break. He told me he was going to turn it up and full send. So I don't know what full send at a Saturn means, but going around the Corvette like it's in reverse. He's definitely sending it in the Saturn. I think I'll just go ahead and nickname that the Send It Saturn. What do you know? Here he goes, mile an hour, 171.17. I say he sent it all right. Nate next to him right there in the Corvette with a 133. 40 mile an hour difference between the two. He's trying to get deets on that car, but he was closing up the hood heading to the starting line. And Michael right here. I mean, when's the last time you saw a Saturn go that fast? Like ever? That was pretty impressive. Loved it. 152 Michael, 141 Brock. Now I got Hunter Sumner, Gary, and the Hellcat Red Eye. Why did they name it that? I don't know. 157.01 best him. 141.6 for Hunter. Got that fast S10 coming back, 8,000 horse. Tried to find him out in the pits. I couldn't find him. So anybody knows any more deets on that car, just message it to me. That'd be great. But it's been a best 190.2, which is really impressive. Gary with a 154.8 in that Hellcat, 141.9 for Hunter Sumner in the Mustang. David in the Corvette Grand Sport next to him there. You can see it right there. But that S10's no joke. Been a best of 190.2. Looks good, too. Definitely good pass for James in the S10. Mile an hour coming up, 145 for David. 191 and a new personal best, it looks like, for James in the S10. Now I got Patrick Johnson, 2020 GT350 up against Ned coming up in that orange. I believe it's going to be the orange Viper. Let me find out here in a moment. Don't see it quite on my screen just yet. I see Patrick. There's Ned. It's going to be an Orange Crush race-off. Ned, Vengeance Racing, looking for that 230 run. Been at best at 226.3. Patrick in the GT350, 137.5 best thus far. Vengeance Racing, of course, in the house. He has definitely got his foot stuck to the back of the headlight. Nice run, Ned. Vengeance Racing Viper. Here we go. Mile an hour coming up. 228.19. There it is. A new best. He's sneaking up on it. Woo! Congrats, Vengeance Racing. Now I got Patrick Kennedy in Red Zilla coming up. I see him on my cue, but that's not what I see on my screen. So let's look for the Lambo of Julian Bassler along with the Supra. Ned with a great run there, 228.19. I know how excited he's going to be for that new best. So Julian Bassler in the Huracan and also his Supra, 1,000 horsepower in that Supra. 2JZ, yo. 155 for the Huracan. 175 for the Supra. Mason Chapman in the Golf R. Paul in the GT500. Every time that Golf shifts, it sounds like it sneezes. Definitely keeping up with the Mustang, though. He's going pretty good. 141 for the Golf, 143 for Paul. Brandon Myers, S10, Dale Sneed in that McLaren coming up. McLaren sure looks good. A lot of McLarens at this event out here at the Indy Airstrip Attack. Of course, all this amazing filming done, revolution.com. My director, jeffreyjhart.com. You can also follow the live streams there, not only on 1320.com, 1320video.com, but Global Time Attack, revolution.com, shiftsector.com, and jeffreyjhart.com. Brett out there with John, and then John's in the Turbo S, been a best of 155.4. Brett with a 178.6 best. 152 that time around for John. Brett with a 147.3, must have got out of it. Zach Moore in the ZL1 Fabian in that Supra. Look at that car, beautiful. 2JZ powered, lost the headlight, probably for some airflow. Love seeing the Supras out here, all of them. .3 for Zach Fabian with a 140.5 in that Supra. Got Christopher Ampersetti in the GT500 against the Z06 of John Moore. Big shout out and thanks to Indiana Corn Marketing Council. Hey, did you know Unleaded 88 is the clean burning, high octane, lower cost fuel choice for virtually every vehicle on the road today? Find Unleaded 88 near you at unl88.com. It's Josh Kalis right there. Been a best of 192 at this event, 1,600 horse. Both the turbos. That looked like a good pass for Josh. Mile an hour coming up. $189.39 for Josh Kalis that last run. Seth Moore in the Camaro, Stephen Barry in that Ignite ethanol blended fuel coming up in the R8. Speaking of blended ethanol fuel, what's not to like about better engine performance, cleaner air, and lower cost? Get all three when you fill up with unleaded 88. Visit unl88.com. Good run for both of them. Seth with a 163.3. 144 for Stephen Barry in that Ignite racing fuel fed beast. Look what I got up here. I got RJ Gottlieb back in big red. Been a best of 216.3. Against the big Audi. We're gonna find out how much that was. It looked like he added some power to it to me. RJ Gottlieb, pilot on that beast. Mile an hour, 209.89. Nicely done. Audi RS6 next to that, 147.6. I got Mick Lay, looks like, okay, he's coming up here in a minute. I got Angel Marquez and the CTSV Barrett in the Mazda Speed 3 right there, Cork Sport on the line for all my Mazda fans. That is Motec ECU in that car. Big shout out to Motec. I believe it's an M150. It could be wrong, but I'll get confirmation of that. CTSV going through the traps. Even got a parachute on that V. Here comes Barrett, though. He's sticking with it. Angel on a good pass, 168.1. Cork Sport with a 156.3. Close to personal best. Peter coming back in that AMG. Caden in the Camaro. That's what I see up there. Looks like I'm getting ready for another great Jay Barry interview with one of my favorites, Ned from Vengeance Racing, so you're going to want to see that. Ned just ripped off a huge pass again. So you're not going to want to go anywhere from that. Thank you for joining us at 1320video.com. Appreciate most of the comments I see on 1320. Always up for improvement, for sure. Appreciate everybody joining us at revolution.com, shiftsector.com, of course. My good friends over at Global Time Attack. If you don't know anything about Global Time Attack, definitely look for them online. Fun and very up and coming, growing very rapidly race event. I will be joining them personally soon in one of my cars, but probably not going to be that impressive because I don't own anything fast, but still, super lap battle fun. So Michael there with a 152. Oh, look at that. I got Indy Garage coming up in that blended ethanol unleaded 88 fueled up. Both those cars running that fuel. Just saying, those cars have went all weekend long without a hitch. 149.5 to 132.6. I got Ryan coming back to that really fast Porsche Turbo. See him right there, 229 best so far. Has to be a record of some type. I'll get confirmation of that. We've alerted fire and safety in tow. It looks like a good pass. He's in it to win it. Wow, that looked fast. Mile an hour coming up. 229.12. That is a duplicate of the 229.12 he ran before. Still, great job. Daniel Bartram in that Lamborghini Huracan, been a best of 156, 650 horse in that. I don't have the information next to me, but it does look like a nice looking Camaro. Looking for that mile an hour that's coming up here on my screen. Daniel in the Huracan, the 152.0. Josh Camaro with the 144.6. Breyer coming up the Challenger. Makes 1,000 horsepower. Beautiful car, 172.7. Best so far. James Franklin in the Z06. You see it right there. Heads up, you're going to want to hear this next interview Jay Barry has. It's coming up here shortly. He's got Ned Dumphy from Vengeance Racing. Always a good time there. Clark Rosenthal's coming up next. 2,500 horse, 200 mile an hour Camaro coming up. Breyer with a 172.2 on that Challenger. James with a 145. Let's look at Clark here on the screen. Hard to tell from my vantage, but it looked like he might have dropped pressure on the rear tires, maybe for some more traction. It looks fast. Pulled to shoot, mile an hour coming up. There it is, 208.04. Great job there. Nicely done. Got Michael in the R8, Paul in the GT 500. Paul's been 143.8, 138 for the Audi R8. So many eights. Getting ready to head on over like we were talking about. We got a great interview. Been wanting this one all day. Ned was nice enough to give us an interview, and I'm getting ready to toss it over to Jay Barry. Here you go, Jay.
I'm here with Ned, Vengeance Racing. Tell us a little bit about your car. It is badass. You've been going fast all day long. Has to feel good. Tell us about it.
Jay, thank you very much, and thank you to Shift Sector. We are so happy to be here representing Vengeance Racing. This is a 2014 Viper TA. It's a twin turbo on a stock sized motor, so we're 513 cubic inch, twin 94 precision turbos, and this motor is built by late model engines. We've got all kinds of fun bells and whistles on this thing, trans coolers, etc. Air to water. Ran a 228 moments ago with 230 being our all-time best, which we're going to try to clip in the next hour in the finals. So just happy to be here. This car is the Go Everywhere platform, 8th mile, quarter, and half. I'll tell you the quarter is probably our most serious competition, but we love coming out to the half and having some fun. So again, thanks for having us here today. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for coming. Good luck. And there you go, guys. Back to you over there.
Great job, Jay. Appreciate that. Had a little incident maybe on the track, trying to get that sorted out now. Appreciate everything. It's a great interview. Love my Vengeance Racing and Ned, always. We're just kind of checking something out maybe on the track. I'm not sure what. It just kind of popped in my ears. Something might be up, so I'm getting a look at that. That's why we are not currently having a car go down the airstrip. Of course, we just have a piece of debris on the track. That's something must have flown off a car while JB was doing that interview with Vengeance Racing and Ned. Of course, we're out here just to reset, 1320video.com. Appreciate all the support there. They're out here. Kyle's been out here all weekend long in his R8 doing a great job along with his film team. Really appreciate everything that they do. Can't say enough good things about Kyle and 1320. Like I said, I kind of remember when they started well, not that long ago, but a while ago. But a big shout out to our friends over at the First Farmers Bank and Trust. Of course, we got Indiana Corn Marketing Council, Unleaded 88, and the City of Marion. Speaking of Unleaded 88, it's the clean burning, high octane, 15% ethanol blend that is engine smart. And are you ready for this? Earth kind. Everybody wants to be kind to Earth. That's where we live, right? So find Unleaded 88 near you at unl88.com. Locally, I got Casey's. Are you thirsty? Grab a Casey's ice cold beverage before filling up with a clean burning, low cost Unleaded 88. There it is again at your local Casey's near you. Of course, my state corn supporters, shout out to Missouri, Kansas, Illinois, Nebraska, and Kentucky Corn for their support towards Unleaded 88. And in Indiana Corn Marketing Council, whom all serve corn farmers across the country that help create demand and broaden markets, opening opportunities down the road and across the globe for America's corn farmers, which, if they weren't doing what we're doing, we wouldn't have all this great fuel to burn up on an airstrip. So kind of a win-win when you think of it. You can see Johnny out there looking like he's going to get a piece of something off the track. That's Johnny Blaze. That is one of our amazing timing and scoring gentlemen. Been with the team a long time for a good reason. He does a fantastic job at everything. So love that. He's dancing. Now he's golfing. And swing! So he's looking for the debris that fell off. You can see him out there on our live stream right now. And in my ear, they're making me laugh. Okay. Clean up. Everybody do your share. Everybody not in your underwear. So we're looking here on the track. Next race looks like it's the Golf R and Brett in the Corvette. You probably see it right there on your screen. Looking at some of our fastest mile an hour of the weekend. Of course, Kevin Radine in the English Racing GTR 243.3, I believe. Backed that right up with a 242. Excuse me. Sounds like he might have lost the carbon fiber drive shaft. Trying to put more power down to see if he could go faster than the 243. So he's out for the weekend. He wanted to thank everyone here at Indiana, in Marion, Indiana. While we go back to racing, got Mason in that Golf, Brett in the Corvette. That's what you see there on your screen. Got a plane landing here in about 10 minutes. 139 right there for the GT350. Brian was going fast as well. That's a beautiful GT350 orange. We call that the Spicy Cheeto. Patrick Johnson. Devin right next to him, that Supra. You can see the top mile an hour of the weekend by place at the bottom. They are side by side. Looks like maybe the Supra is going to get an advantage there on the mile an hour. Devin with a 137.03 nipped it out right there with a 135. Now we got another Supra with a Camaro, so they're just beating up on the American muscle today. Zach and the Camaro, Blake and the Supra. 138 for Blake, 147.8 right there for Zach. I got Todd Nall in that FP, that's Force Performance, turboed up Porsche. 1,400 horse. That's that red Porsche right there. Today, been a best 205. Here comes Todd Nall and that Force Performance turboed up Porsche Beast. It looks like he got out of it, had a little traction issue. Still going to be fast, though. Peter right there in the AMG following him up. 174.2, and he was like, I don't even think he shifted into the next gear. He was in traction-related issues. 148.7 for Peter in that Mercedes. Carolus in that S7 Audi coming up. Looks like he's got another Corvette. Lots of beautiful Corvettes. That's John Moore's. Of course, those are LS7 based Z06s. C6 Z06s, pretty consistent. Pretty consistent the half mile, anywhere from 155 to 165, and I've noticed, depending on mods. I would assume, based on that mile an hour, that John's is probably relatively stock, maybe warmed over. I don't know if you know a lot about those Z06s, but they have well-known cylinder head issues you got to have fixed before you can even consider going out and doing what they're doing. So I'm sure that's done. I got Kevin Radine coming up in a 720S. Monica might be driving it. I'm not sure. I would bet Monica is. She's hooked. She wants to go and go fast. Patrick Kennedy in the 135i. Beautiful car. Love the blue. Monica's going to have no part of that. Monica with the drive-by. It's Monica driving the Kevin Radine. She has her own McLaren. He's got his mile an hour, 168.04, 165. Pretty close, though, with Patrick Kennedy's BMW. John Martin, the Turbo S. Porsche coming up. Matthew, 328i. Been a best of 140.8, 155.4 for John in the Turbo S. Seems like when you put a turbo on these BMWs, it really wakes them up. And it's a wagon, so that's even cooler. All kinds of stuff, including a cooler. So 151 for the Porsche. Let's see what we have coming up here next. 138 for that BMW. I got Indy Garage Mark in his Hellcat. Ethanol blended. Unleaded 88. Nathan Ginter in that 370Z Nismo. Been a best of 176, 1,000 horsepower. Got a lot going on. Sounds like maybe the Gringo Taker himself, Miles Kerr's coming back out, make another pass. You're going to want to look for that. I don't know when, but it sounds like soonish. Right now, though, Nathan Ginter, 370Z Nismo, nice pass there. The 167.9 to a 146 right there. So Connor Kennedy in the 335. Martinus in that RS6, been a best of 152.0. Jimmy too, Chrissy. How far away is Miles from coming up? Connor Kennedy right there in that 335, 145.5 miles an hour, 148.1 for the RS6. Got this little S10 coming up again. A couple of fast S10s here for the weekend. That's Brandon Myers, 350 horse, 124 mile an hour best. Kurt Howell, 811 horsepower in this Challenger. We haven't seen this car yet. With 811 horsepower, he's got to have some mods, probably a pulley swap, I would think, at least. Of course, you can see one of our grid girls there. There you go. All right, I'm going to send it over to JB right now with Todd Nall.
Hey, I'm here with Todd Nall, who's first time coming to Indy, long-time Ignite customer. Thank you. Tell us a little bit about your car.
It's a 2007 GT3, built motor, 4.0 liter, 66 millimeter turbos from Force Performance. It's just a stock GT3 that we built the motor out of, so stock appearance on the outside, but a built 6-speed because this is full-on manual shifted with the Cyvex ECU tuned by Wayne Potts.
So what speeds have you hit this weekend?
207 this weekend, which is actually a personal best for me because this track is amazing.
So if you've never been here before and someone's at home watching this, what would you tell them?
It's actually very easy to get to. It's got major cities all around it, but the track is phenomenal. It's clean. The wind is perfect today. The weather is perfect today. We were thinking it was going to be super hot, but it turned out to be perfect. So far, the best event, the best shift sector of the year so far.
Cool. So what some other events you'll probably be heading to here the next couple of months?
We're going to do Abilene, which is, I think, in October, and then we're going to do Coalinga to finish the season out.
So thank you for running Ignite. We really appreciate it. So we're back to you, Jimmy.
Great job, JB. Great job. Welcome back, 1320video.com. Appreciate everybody joining us out here. Beautiful Marion, Indiana. I'd like to thank our First Farmer and Bank and Trust partners, Indiana Corn Marketing Council, and of course Unleaded 88. Appreciate everybody out giving us the support that we're getting out here, having some fun. It's just been a great weekend. Had some fast races and whatnot. So appreciate everybody being out here, and lots of well over 200 mile an hour passes. It's been pretty crazy. You can see a plane that we have taken off. That's why we're kind of in between racing here. Maybe it's landing. I'm not sure which. It landed. So we're going to be back to the racing here in about 20 seconds. Don't forget, if you don't already know this, I might have already announced it, but I think we've got a couple pretty spicy races coming up, so you're not going to want to go anywhere. If you haven't grabbed snacks, you might want to wait a couple minutes before you do. You might miss it. These cars are just that fast. Looking out over there, I see McLaren GTR. That's a Lambo. Okay, all right. Cork Sport. Supra. Kind of trying to get a heads up on what's coming up. There's one of the races I definitely want to see. Yep, we're just going to wait for this plane to clear the runway, and then we'll be back to racing. You can see right there, for all the Gringo Tiger fans, there's Miles Kerr standing next to the car, which means he's ready to make another pass. I talked to him earlier. He said he's going to put all 1,600 horse in that thing and let it eat. It's either going to break or it's going to go fast. That's what he told me. Dart and sleeved short block. GSC valve train in that beast. And one giant precision turbo. And when I mean giant, I mean it's as big as could be. he's made it work. I think he's had a total of 9 different turbos on that combination over the years. Miles is your current front wheel drive record holder at 213 and change, and also your all-wheel drive record holder, because it's now been all-wheel drive swapped, at 215 and change. Made 1 pass yesterday, 215, boom, done. Coming back out today, see what he can do. We're going to get back to some racing here. Excited to see all these go. There we go. Right now we got Ryan McCauley in that Ford Mustang, Daniel Williams in that BMW sitting next to him. It's the Flying Banana. That thing's fast, 1,000 horsepower, been at best of 174. Like a good run. 132.7, 167.5 for that big Flying Banana. Now I got Willie Balthus, 188.2 so far. Jessica James right next to him, 1,300 horse, 198.4 best so far. That is the father-daughter team. A lot of Hefner-built race cars. Looks like a good, fast run for Jessica James. Mile an hour coming up. Did she break 200? Let's find out. 193.8 for Jessica James. 183.3 for Willie in that GTR. Now I got Barrett in that Cork Sport Mazda 3. Motec. What does that say? Sailing? Sailing. That's because it's a boat. Ah, get it, Michael. That's funny. That was good. Cork Sport, Mazda, and Sailing Away, Michael, in the Challenger. Sailing, right there. Just want to give another quick shout out to my good friends at First Farmers Bank and Trust. Apparently we accidentally kiped one of their tables and we've been using it all weekend. So thank you for the support and the use of the table. I'll make sure to get it returned, no problem. Barrett's in that Mazda Speed with a 157.2. He's doing well. Dodge Challenger Sailing Away, 150.4. Great job there. Now we got Julian Bassler's 1,000 horsepower Super, been at best of 175. Right next to that is his Factory 5 GTM. Want to give a quick announcement. 3:30 is the hard cutoff. If you've not made your run to advance to the finals, you need to be doing that before 3:30. Something was popping. I don't know if it was that 2JZ or what, but Julian's got some backup cars. 172.2, 138.7 for the Factory 5. Paul coming up in the GT500 against Matt in the S4. Hard to beat the launch of that all-wheel drive Audi, huh? GT500 makes some horsepower. See how it kind of plays out here. Not sure they'll catch him or not. Answer's not, but mile an hour showed 144 for the Mustang, 140.6 for the Audi. Christopher Ampicetti in that GT500. Looks like he's up against James in that replica Cobra. Got a passenger there wearing helmets. They're just having a good time. Car's been 130.3. To Ambersetti's 142.2. Looks like Spinning was hopefully winning today. Got the jump and the launch-ish. GT 500 coming up on them pretty hard. James Franklin coming up next against Peter in that Mercedes, who's done so many passes I can't count that high. Beautiful fly yellow Corvette. James next to him. See a great shot there of the pits. That's Jacob James. That's that team, the father-daughter team I keep telling you about. And that green, see the big 1320 on the side of it. Kind of cool. Hanging out in the pits. That's Josh Kalis in the sick trailer. That's the 69 Camaro. One of the 69 Camaros is out here, I should say. Got to see them run up against Big Red. That was fun. Been wanting to see that race for many years. So is Josh. So that was a lot of fun. Thank you, RJ, for accepting that invitation. Two really fast, nicest 69 Camaros I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a few. Looks like we're getting things kind of lined up out here. Not sure what our next race is. I do know Miles Kerr in the English Racing ETS sponsored Integra coming up. Kind of a confusing car because, of course, he's front-wheel drive, current world record holder by about 12 miles an hour, front-wheel drive at 213 and change. Then all-wheel drive swapped it just to confuse us all. And it went 215 on its first pass in the half mile. So what's it going to do? That's the question. What he told me, it's either going to go really fast or it's going to brake. It's going to put that GSC valve train to the... It's going to work it all the way. That's what I was told. So, we got Mo in a 1,200 horsepower GTR. That's what I see right there. Who's he going to go up against? It's not my cue just yet. I see something coming, though. What is it? Taylor England in that 1,600 horsepower Camaro. 190 miles an hour so far. A lot of horsepower difference, a lot of traction difference. Let's see how this plays out. Interestingly enough, Camaro with the early lead, GTR following up right behind. Camaro with a 193 and a new best. Wow, 161 for Mo. That's crazy. What do I see there coming up to the starting line? That looks like none other than Miles Kerr in the English Racing ETS-sponsored Gringo Tegra. Running it between 14 and 1,600 horse. He's going to full send this past. Bit of best of 215.6. It looks good. He's in all the gears, mile an hour coming up. He might have got out of it a little early, I can't tell. 193.9. He must have got out of it a little early there. Must have got a little shaky on him. Looked great though. 193.97. I don't see anything coming out of the car, so I think we're okay. Let me get confirmation of that to those that want to know. Sin and tow down there, like Miles said, it was either going to go really fast or really brake. I'm 100% guessing it was the top mile an hour in 5th gear pull. I'm guessing it broke. Travis Blackwell, looks like we got the, oh, it's flown by Travis Blackwell. Done a great job all weekend. Thank you, Travis, for the great drone footage as we get Miles taken off the airstrip. Still did a 193.97 pass. It's pretty impressive in my book. So we'll see what's up. I see 1320 video and Lucas English heading towards Miles Kerr. So we'll get the deets here soon enough on what really happened. My guess is trans. Gotta hand it to Miles. Full send. That's what he told me. I don't think he held anything back. When he pulled the chute early, I knew something was up. He pulled the chute a little early yesterday. The data showed 220 plus, by the way, but the through the traps was 215. That's because he pulled the chute before he got there. Said it was getting, and I quote, scary. Never heard him say that, so it must have been pretty interesting. We think there could be some debris on the track. We're going to send the truck out just to make sure. Anytime a car stops moving or blows up transmissions or whatnot, we want to check it out, so that's what we're doing. While we do that, I want to just give a local shout out to the Warrior Motorcycle Club. Great job as always. Tyler led, great club. Thank you so much for all the Warrior Breed Motorcycle Club does for this event. That just kind of goes right to the City of Marion shout out, right into Indiana Corn Marketing Council. Slide that right into First Farmers Bank and Trust. Thanks for the use of the table and bringing that awesome big giant blow up piggy bank. Pretty cool. We're just waiting for the track to get cleaned up. It's not going to be longer, or much longer, I should say. We got Garrett Van Winkle sitting there on the line with 1,000 horse ready to go. Lots of cars getting ready to go out. Sounds like we got Miles kind of sort of scooped off the track, so we're good there. I'll find out what's going on to report to you at home. No problem. So we'll get that scooped up, looked at. Might even get an interview, hard to say. If not, you can certainly find a great video and interview coming up probably within the next few days at 1320video.com. Kyle Loftus and the team just doing a fantastic job as always. Can't thank 1320 Video enough for all the dedication to this sport in general, specifically to the half-mile stuff that they've come out to for many years. He has a great team, Kyle does. And they just do a great job. So big shout out to Kyle and their team for everything that they do here, everything they do behind the scenes that you don't even know. It's just so many things. It's a novel. So the amount of effort that team puts together for these live streams alone, you have no idea. Just to be able to bring this stuff to you, the technical stuff that goes behind it is not it's not like just flipping on a switch. It's just not that simple. So good reason you're seeing this live stream would be the Indiana Corn Marketing Council and 1320, because without each of one of those, you'd probably not be seeing this. So want to give a big shout out to them. Again, there's an unleaded 88 NASCAR. That's Indy Garage right there. That's right, I saw that in the pits earlier. He just got that. And Lena right there from the Indiana Corn Marketing Council. Stand by. Maybe she's going to drive it. I don't know. That's possible. We're going back to racing right now. Patrick Johnson, Jason Burrow right there on the starting line. Making their way down. There's the Indy Garage right there. Indiana Corn Marketing Council principal right there. Elena. Always doing a great job. Appreciate everything she does. 146 for the Hellcat. Monica Redine, Kevin Redine back at it again. This time she's in her McLaren. Kevin's in the NSX. Great shot right there of the unleaded 88 Indy Garage NASCAR. They're going to make a run. I'm not going to want to miss that. I am kind of curious to see what this car will do myself. I saw it in the pits earlier and talked to Mark about it. Right now we got the McLaren, bone stock McLaren, not bone stock NSX. NSX, of course, built by Ranch built, supercharged, wicked fast too. I really like it. Monica with a 157.1, 155.4, and a new best right there for the Ranch built Acura NSX. Great job. We're going to follow that unleaded 88 Indy Garage probably just about all the way to the starting line. Pretty cool. We got Nash in his S8 coming up. Dylan, the only Subaru in the entire event. Meanwhile, you can see this beautiful NASCAR. I'm not sure whose car it was before he put that cool America wrap on it, but it's pretty neat. It's definitely an older Cup car build. The unleaded 88 car coming up, NASCAR. Dylan Dorsey in that WRX. Only Subaru out here. I don't call a lot of Subarus. See, he's still trying to make his way up there. Looks like Alina wanted to get some shots of the car driving while it was going, but you know what? We still have unleaded 88 representation at the front. That is Indy Garage Viper, powered by ethanol blended unleaded 88. Next to him, Carl in that Z51. Carl's 460 horse. Don't have any mile an hour in him just yet. It's a newbie. Great shot from our drone. All weekend long, Revolution.com just doing a great job of getting those drone shots and everything else in between. ShiftSector.com, of course, doing a great job. JeffreyJHart.com. Got a great movie just released. It's actually at select theaters. I could get a little more info on that if you'd like, but you're definitely going to want to see that. It's a great story about a father-son team. It's not always easy. So you got Zach and Steven Ulrich in the Camaro ZL1, both of them. Guessing relatively stocked ZL1s, probably some pulley swap and a tune. Didn't take much to get him up to 650 horse, although Stevens is on the sheet here is 924 horse, so I'm not sure. 151.3 for him, 145.4 for Zach. Now I got Nate in a Z06, Connor Kennedy in a 335. appeared to sound like a misshift or something in the Corvette. That'll slow him down some for sure. 129.0. Connor in the 335. Pretty solid run for him with a 142.6. Now, I got Mo in that GTR, 1200 horse, best 161. See him right there lining up against our very own Jay Barry in his dad's Audi R8 Ignite. I think it's on Ignite Red, but it's certainly on some type of Ignite blended fuel. Grown right out here in their family farm. Pretty cool deal. Not a lot of mods to this R8. It's a V10, 500 horse rated. They're all fast as they are anyway. Cool car. I heard a rumor there's a really good chance that he's going to be buying this car soon. Dad's only had it a few months. Getting ready for some interviews and whatnot. We'll get that going here soon. So Jay Barry in the R8 with a 145.3. Mo in that GTR with a 158.9. Blake in the Super coming up with James Walden in that Factory 5 replica. That's coming up. Jennifer Harper on the line now with Brandon Myers in that S10. Jennifer's been pretty fast all weekend in that Camaro, 161.6 best. Definitely not waiting around for Brandon in his S10. Not that time. 160.2 for Jennifer. Brandon in the S10 with a 124.8. Matt in the S4 been a best of 141.6. Daniel with the Huracan been a best of 156.1. 650 horse in the Lamborghini Huracan. S4 with a 420 horsepower rated. Those that are online and maybe even here, we're going to conduct an interview here pretty quick with none other than the Gringo Tegra, Miles Kerr. We're just waiting for Jay to stop racing. So that'll be coming up. You're not going to want to miss that. All right. Right now, we got the unleaded 88 NASCAR Indy Garage Beast. He is going to make kind of probably about a half run, or a little more than half run. Here we go. It's just an exhibition run. Not looking for a big mile an hour. He just wanted to go out, get all that America out on the track. Looks pretty cool. Unleaded 88. You know where to find them. UNL88.com. Julian Bassler coming back with a couple more of his beasts. Looks like this time around it's the Huracan and the GTM Factory 5 car. It's a kit car. A lot of Corvette parts in that. That's how you build them. 144.6 for the Factory 5. 155.7 for the Huracan. I got Elena out there, Indiana Corn Marketing Council. Looks like she's going to do some flagging for us. That's pretty awesome. Getting everything set up. There she is right there. That is the Indiana Corn Marketing Council principal. Relations and brand manager for sure. Great job. Without her, we would not possibly be on this 1320 live stream. So there goes Julian Bassler. .155.4 for the Huracan. Chad Smith in the ZX14. Been a best of 166.8. Brett in the Corvette. Been a best of 178.6. So it's on the line right now. I see it right there at home. Great view of the start. .165.5 for Chad in that big bike. 148.4. Got Josh Kalis coming up. 69 Camaro trying to get a little better run than 192. Looks like he's got Peter in that S63 AMG. Been running all weekend long, non-stop. He's probably had to put fuel in it 3 times. Josh Kalis 69 Camaro coming up. He's going to go right around him. Josh 190.84 for Josh. Sounds like we're getting ready to go to an interview with Jay. This is that Miles Kerr English Racing Gringo Tegra interview we were talking about. I'm just waiting for confirmation in my ear, but it sounds like it's coming up. All right, JB, take it away.
Hey, Miles, welcome back to Indiana. A little bit disappointing here. What happened?
I would say it's actually been somewhat super emotional weekend, but positive yesterday, went fast, negative today, just chucked a rod. So
what has been your fastest speed of the event so far?
The 215.62 yesterday.
So can you tell everybody what was your engine and show them the hole?
Yeah. So cylinder 2, it looks like you can kind of see the hole if you look real good down there. And it's it's aluminum rod motor. It probably has 3,500 miles on it. Probably has 3,500 miles on it so far. Drive it around a lot. I like it when it's not broken. And there's just how far do we go on how much is there in the engine. It's aluminum rod, Wiseco piston, Darton sleeve, GSC valve train, GSC cams, mechanical fuel pump, 8 2150cc injectors, 125-pound base, mechanical fuel pump, 7685 Gen 2 turbo, Motec M150, Motec PDM, Graph 5-speed all-wheel drive dog box, and obviously the car's now all-wheel drive. So.
Well, thank you guys for coming back out here. It's been a couple years. Always great having English and the crew out here hanging out with us. So there you have it. Got a little bit of sunshine shooting through the engine right now. So
thanks, JB. Well, there's the confirmation that I didn't want to hear, but that's what it is. Sounds like after all those years of racing that motor, it decided to show the inside of itself. So that's unfortunate, but you know what? Miles told me right out of the gate, it's going to go fast or it's going to break. And actually, the thing is, it did both. It went fast and it broke. So really, I call it a win. It's great to see all the efforts, Miles, on that car. So thank you for bringing that car all the way out here from Camas, Washington. A lot of fans for that car. So I will say a little side information. I do know Miles already has another motor in process, so there shouldn't be too much of a delay to get him back out and going. which is always good. Howard at Art Fab, shout out to you. Dart and Sleeves, better get him pressed in that block, buddy. Kurt Howell in the Challenger, Michael Ambler in his Challenger. 811 horse and Kurt's. $152.8 for Kurt, 152.3 for Michael's Challenger there. It's a great interview. Jay Barry, really appreciate all that effort as well today. Of course, a lot of these interviews are being brought to you by the Indiana Corn Marketing Council, First Farmers Bank and Trust, and of course, Unleaded 88. So thank you so much for that. Look what we have here. We got the Send It Scion. Best of 171 won, 600 horse. He pulled the chute. I'm going to go with just a little early there. That was a premature chute deployment. What did you think I was going to say? Come on! This is PG-13. Pretty cool car. It was great to see it out here this weekend. Devin coming up in a 2020 Super, but a best of 140. James Franklin in that Z06 right there. Coming up soon, I'm going to get the finals list. I'll get that announced. That'll be kind of fun. I just got confirmation from none other than Nicene. Love to have Nicene over by my side here announcing with me. If I could ever convince her, she knows more about cars than anybody probably here. Not joking. Certainly more than me. Carl in the Corvette, Julian in the Huracan. Finals will be coming up here relatively soon. The cutoff was a little bit ago at 3:30. Fabian in the Supra, the 93 Supra, and then of course we got the Audi RS6. Just handed to me by Nicene. Thank you so much for listing this out for us. Get this race going, and then I'll go over this beautiful list. It's a good one, too. Comes that 2JZ. All right, I'll start with the manual class. We got Todd. He was one of the finalists. Both of them left, actually. So we had Todd Nall for the manual class. Buddy Schultz, that was at Camaro. Both of them left. Manual class has already been decided. Todd Nall winner just by mile an hour default. Buddy second. All-wheel drive, David Perlman and Patrick Kennedy in the English Racing GTR. They're going to run separately, though, because it's a lot of speed. And that could be interesting because they're running very similar mile an hour, so great runoff there. Two-wheel drive. This is, you're not going to believe the two-wheel drive. This is why you're going to want to stick around, grab some snacks, because, oh my goodness, are you ready for two-wheel drive? Everybody, ready? Ned Dunphy, Vengeance Racing, in the Orange Viper, and RJ Gottlieb in Big Red. I got a note here that says, Big Red's feeling not so good. Been putting it on big power all weekend long. So that's It's a great two-wheel drive final runoff there. You're not going to want to miss that. Ethanol class. Mickey Noriasada, the king, and the English Racing built GTR going up against the father-daughter team of Jessica James. But Jessica looks like she's not coming out, is what I've got a note here. Not sure why. There's no reason, just that maybe possibly not coming out. We'd love to see that in the final, so hopefully things are good there. Naturally aspirated, looks like Michael Rieger in the yellow C6, John Moore in his Z06, so it's a Corvette NA finals. Got the unleaded 88 Indy Garage Viper out there making another pass. By the way, UNL88.com. Take a look at that. Then I got, for the sedan class finals, Garrett Van Winkle, that 1,000 horsepower Mopar. Derek Downing in the CTSV, the Vengeance Racing camp. So that's going to be a great sedan class finals. And that's going to round off how that's going to go. So I don't know which one's going to be first, but it's coming up. And it's coming up real quick, so go grab some snacks, because you're not going to want to miss a moment of that. I got Paul Holman in the GT500, Christopher M. Presetti and his GT500 on the line right now. Behind that, I got a kind of an exotic car runoff, if you will, a McLaren and a Lamborghini. .146 to a 139.5 there. Kevin Radine in the McLaren 720S still has the fastest mile an hour in the English Racing built GTR at 143 and change. Julian Bassler in his Huracans made multiple runs, all of them over 154 miles an hour. Beautiful cars right there in the starting line. There you go. Great pass there. That looked like that was possibly Monica Rudine. Mile an hour, 168.6, 159.6 right there for Julian, which is a new personal best. Definitely got in it to win it there. Michael Ambler in the Challenger Hellcat right there in the line. It's a nice looking car. .685 horse. Got Mike Lay in that fast Camaro pulled up next to him, looking for that 200. Here comes Mick Lay. So Mick right there with a 194.55. Michael Ambler with a 152.2. Sounds like we're going to have a big red Camaro RJ Gottlieb interview soon. There's Rance. Nice run in that 68 Camaro. Mile an hour, looked pretty strong. 182, there it is. 183 new best. The car keeps getting faster. I think they're onto something there. I know that they've had some pushbacks on getting that car to hook up. It looks like they're on it. Great to see that. The car has been built and ran in so many different places. It's just great to see them going out and going fast. So congratulations to them. So Caden and Julian Bassler, 150 to a 153.7. Sorry, I had a little glare on my screen there. Gustav in the Challenger, Jason Burrow in the Hellcat. Great start there. Big shout out to a lot of our sponsors. We get through some of this racing here. Big shout out to City of Marion. Of course, the First Farmers Bank and Trust. Thank you for letting me use your table. Appreciate that. Got Ignite Racing Fuel, of course, Indiana Corn Marketing Council. Unleaded 88, our great live stream partners, 1320video.com, revolution.com, shiftsector.com, jeffreyjhart.com, and of course Global Time Attack for working with us over the weekend. Appreciate that. Been a lot of fun all weekend. We've got the finals coming up here, and I'll go through that runoff here in a minute. We're going to try to get an RJ Gottlieb interview in soon. That is about as side-by-side as you're going to get. What's that mile an hour between Zach and Brian going to look like? Because that was close. 156.4 to 146.9. I tell you, it looked a lot closer than that, but there you go. So once again, I'll go over our finals list because it's pretty impressive. Manual class, we got Todd Nall and Buddy Schultz, but they both already left. Todd Nall with the default win. I know we did an interview with Todd earlier. Jay did. That was great. Big all-wheel drive class finals. David Perlman in that. They've been hunting for that Giddy Monster UGR Gallardo record. Got close too. Going up against Patrick Kennedy in the English Racing built Street GTR. That's an all-wheel drive. They're going to run separately, not side by side, just because. A lot of risk there. Two-wheel drive, it looks like it's going to be Ned Dunphy, Vengeance Racing, that beautiful orange Viper. You saw Ned earlier getting interviewed by Jay. That was a lot of fun. We got Jeremy Howell going for it in this Mustang, and he's out of it now. He had kind of a slow start, I guess you could say. So that rounds out two-wheel drive. Big Red is may or may not come out. I haven't got confirmation of that. RJ Gottlieb piloting. That would be your two finalists. Ethanol class. You got the king, Mickey Noriasada, in the English Racing built GTR. Jessica James in that Lamborghini Huracan Hefner Performance. Got a note, says she may not come out. That would make her a default runner-up or second place, if that does happen that way. Naturally aspirated Michael Rieger in the yellow Corvette. John Moore in his Corvette. Sedan class, Garrett Van Winkle in that Mopar and all 1,000 horsepower. And then Derek Downing, Vengeance Racing in that CTSV. So pretty cool finals, really. Excited to see that happen. It looks like, interestingly enough, for our sponsors here, let's see here. We, interestingly enough, have Vengeance Racing in 2 finals. They're sponsors to this event and have been awesome every time they're at any event I've seen them at. Secondly, English Racing, 2 cars in the finals. So pretty cool to see that. Our sponsors bringing cars, going fast and setting records. Pretty neat deal. 198, he's sneaking up on that. That's 3 miles an hour faster. You know, Bill's looking for that 200 mile an hour t-shirt. Probably one of the most expensive t-shirts you could ever buy, because you can't buy them. You got to earn them. 200.00 miles an hour will get you one. 199.99 will not. Ask Aaron, he knows. Couple Lamborghinis here. Daniel and Julian. Of course, the great shots from Revolution.com. So as we kind of gear up for the finals, it's kind of coming down to the wire. It's going to be a good time to grab snacks right now if you don't already have them at home. Maybe even here, because you want to get to a good vantage point if you're here, because boy, is it going to be crazy. Glenn coming up in that GT500, Christopher Ambrosetti in his GT500. That is the unleaded 88s. You can find that at unl88.com. That's that blended ethanol fuel. Thank you. Got all kinds of stuff going on. Gearing up for the finals. Got an airplane that's got to cross and taxi out of here. We got Ignite Racing Fuel. Stephen Barry in that Audi R8 coming up. Julian Bassler in the Huracan. Of course, we just saw Michael Ambler and his challenger Peter in that Mercedes, who must have been on a world record run of how many runs he's made, which is awesome to see. I can't count that high. My screen only counts like 10 or 11 at a time, so I got to think he's legitimately made 25 or 30 passes at minimum. It just goes to show you when you're out here at an Airstrip Shift Sector event, brought to you by Revolution.com and JeffreyJHart.com, you can get a lot of runs in. Just saying. We're going to do a quick, looks like we're going to do a quick plane taxi. No big deal. Good time to go over a few things, like, for instance, First Farmers Bank and Trust. Great support system for us and sponsors. They've been fantastic. Of course, we've got the Indiana Corn Marketing Council. We've got City of Marion. We've got Unleaded 88. You can find them real easy. UNL88.com. And of course, our syndication partners, 1320video.com. What more could I say that I haven't already that's awesome about Kyle Loftus and the whole 1320 team out here in person and also carrying our live stream. You're more than likely watching us on that right now, and thank you so much for doing so. Hopefully you've been entertained, saw some cool stuff that maybe you wouldn't see normally. I know there's been a lot of bad, fast cars all weekend, which is not unusual at one of these events. But we're just kind of hanging out. Hi there. We're just kind of hanging out in the great city of Marion, Indiana, kind of out in the middle of nowhere, which is just beautiful. The venue has been great. Revolution.com supplying all the great filming, so appreciate all the hard work from that team in sound and video. Thank you for that. Carried by ShiftSector.com, powered up by them as well. First Farmers Bank and Trust. I mean, come on, right? You got the Indiana Corn Marketing Council. Thank you for everything as we get into our finals here. Don't go anywhere because we're not done yet. And of course, the First Farmers Bank and Trust, right? So really cool. They had this big giant blow up piggy bank, but there was nothing in it. I shook it. I couldn't find anything in it. So, but it was cool. They brought it out. So big thanks to First Farmers Bank and Trust. Getting ready to go green again here on the track. Mo in a GTR coming up against Zach in a Camaro ZL1. You can see the great drone footage provided by Revolution.com. It's been amazing all weekend. Thumbs up from the grid girls, so we're about ready. Oh, Jeff's got jokes for days. I tell you what. All right. Zach Moore, the ZL1, just ripped off a 145.0. Mo with a real good 163.8. Got a Corvette coming up the line. That's Nate, the Z06 Breyer, and that beautiful Challenger Hellcat, 1,000 horse. Lots of mods done to that car. That's more than the pulley to tune. That's like all of it. Looks like he had a little misshift maybe in the Corvette, not sure, but definitely Breyer with a 169.88 flying through that. Patrick Johnson, GT350. That's that orange one. We're calling it the Spicy Cheeto. That's because I think it has Cheeto license plates, if I'm not mistaken, back there. Let's take a look and see if we can find it. Let me see, it's there somewhere. Maybe so much stuff going on. Let's see if we can find the Cheeto license plate. There it is, the Spicy Cheeto. Flaming hot Cheeto. There you go. Great shot. Gonna make another nice pass here. Good looking car too. Bright orange, can't miss that one. Probably neither can the police. That's why he's out here going fast. And this might be kind of cool for video, where it sounds like we're going to have a plane that's going to do what you call an approach practice, which means it's going to fly lower than normal. So I don't know if we'll see it or not, but maybe we'll get some drone footage or something that maybe we can use to entertain while we wait for the finals to kind of gear up here. Josh Kalis, 69 Camaro. We talked about that, 1600 horse LS twin turbo. Been a best of 192 this event. What did he do this time? $173.2 right there. So maybe instead of drone footage, maybe we get some ground footage of the airplane that's going to do a slow approach. We'll find out. Got the unleaded 88 GT500. This thing's been running on this fuel all weekend long. Very consistent. Can't get enough. UNL88.com. Check them out. Great looking car too. See it right there. Boom. Nice photo. Nice video. Check them out. UNL88.com. Going up against Christopher Ambrasetti and Glenn Griffith. Got our first trophy race coming up right here, and this looks like it's going to be naturally aspirated. I believe this to be the naturally aspirated finals. Two Corvettes, both yellows. So it's gonna be, you know what? A yellow Corvette's gonna win the race. I'm gonna guess right now. So that's John Moore and Michael Rieger. Looking at the mile an hour that they've done their best of, they're within 3 miles an hour or so. It's going to be whoever has the highest mile an hour is the winner. Naturally aspirated finals right now. Mile an hour coming up on these two. We got sedan class finals coming up after that. Michael with a 163.1, John with a 158. Michael Rieger with the finals and win. Now I got the sedan class finals, I think, coming up. Let me see here. That does not look like a sedan, so we must be moving to a different. Let me find out. Got the Indiana Corn Marketing Council flag just whipping in the wind there. So this one's not a final, he's just making a big pass. Nice car, too. That's Taylor, England. 1,600 horse. What did he do mile an hour? He's looking for that 200. He wants it so bad he can taste it. 181.4 that time. Now we're on our sedan class finals. Garrett Van Winkle, 1,000 horsepower in that Charger. Derek Downing in that Vengeance Racing CTS-V powered up beast right there, that white one. You can't miss it. Both these cars are bad fast. Garrett's been a best of 172.9 in the Charger. Derek, 172.1. So talk about getting close for your sedan class finals. Oh my my. So they're getting them lined up right now. Remember, mile an hour, although it did look a little bit like, well, I won't say it, but it's a mile an hour is what's going to win a race. Derek Downing with all the power in, it looked like. $169 for Derek. Garrett, I'm waiting for the mile an hour. Garrett with the mile an hour win at a 172.22. So Charger mile an hour win for the sedan class finals. You're not going to want to miss this. This is what we were talking about. All-wheel drive final class coming up after this race that you see on your screen right now. This is the Mercedes of Peter, and then that Dylan in the Subaru right there. So after this race, we're coming up with our all-wheel drive finals. That is going to be David Perlman in that Dallas Performance 2,000 horsepower Gallardo. Patrick Kennedy in the English Racing GTR. Right after this race, you're not going to want to miss it. Get to a good vantage point. Make sure put down your phone unless you're watching on it, because this could be good. I've seen cars reset world records in a finals. Many of them, actually. So Patrick Kennedy's been a best of 231.6 in the English Racing Street GTR. David Perlman's been a best of 237.4. They're going to run separately, I'm told. So get to a good vantage point. We got some real fast cars coming up. Make sure you're watching at home on 1320video.com. I believe that they're going to stagger them, meaning one run at a time, but maybe they'll run side by side. I'm not sure. I had a note here saying they may run one at a time, so don't be surprised. High mile an hour wins. Here you go. Dallas Performance, English Racing, in the house. Here comes Patrick Kennedy and the English Racing GTR. Looks like a good pass. Mile an hour coming up. Hold to shoot. Here we go. What's that mile an hour? Perlman's going to take off. 227.27 for Kennedy. Here comes Dallas Performance. High mile an hour wins. David Perlman. That looked like a good, fast pass to me. Did he reset his best? Did he win? We're going to find out. Mile an hour, 233.4. David Perlman in the Huracan for the win. Great job, Dallas Performance. What a great finals. All-wheel drive finals. Whoa. Woo! That was fast. Both those cars. This is not a finals race right here. This is Mark Bayless in the John 4 style burnout blended ethanol unleaded 88 Mopar. Tyler McGinnity, the other M3, also running on the same fuel. We have what appears to be at least, well, I think 2 more finals coming up. I'm not sure. We'll find out soon enough. So we got Gustav in the Challenger, Jason Burrow in the Hellcat. That's what we have kind of coming up here right now. Finals, the next finals coming up. It's going to be a bye run. I'll let you know here in just a minute. Great run there for Gustav, 162 and change. Oh yeah, that's right. Here we go. 2-wheel drive finalist and winner from default mile an hour, Ned Dunphy, Vengeance Racing. He said he's going to come out anyway. He doesn't even have to. He's already won. He's going to come out for a fast pass. What do you think about that? Let's hear it for Vengeance Racing. Woo! So he's coming out just to see if he can go faster and for everybody else. Great deal. So that'll be for your 2-wheel drive. Ned's doing a bye run. He's already won first. Big Red will be second. But let's see what Ned Dunphy can do in the Vengeance Racing Viper. Well, you can't say you didn't floor it, that's for sure. Mile an hour coming up. There it is. There's his goal right there. Vengeance Racing, Ned Dunphy in the house. What did I tell you? 230.77 miles an hour. Woo! Let's hear it for him. That was great. That was a full sin. That's right. Ned Dunphy, Vengeance Racing in that orange Viper, 230.77 miles an hour, new best. That was his goal. That's amazing. Love that. Now, coming up here pretty quick, I got the ethanol finals. That's going to be the king, Mickey Noriasada, in the English Racing built GTR. He's going to do a bye run. He's already got first place. We're waiting. We got the scoreboard, the timing boards, I should say, the mile an hour boards are down here at the track. So apparently the generator ran out of gas. So they're going to send somebody out to do that really quick. Jessica James, by default, will get second place in the ethanol class. So congratulations to her and the entire James team. Always great to see them out. They've been busy the last couple weeks. They're at the ice cream cruise for 1320 and Kyle Loftus last weekend with a real big setup. And then they come out this weekend to this place, which is, you know, far enough away. So I just thought that was pretty okay. It's a lot of effort to just load up some cars and come down and race and, you know, not only that, but be in the finals. So congratulations to the father-daughter team, Jessica and Jacob James, for the second place in the finals ethanol class.
Yeah.
That's impressive by my standards. So probably anybody else's too, I would think. I don't want to forget our manual class final and winner is Todd Nall in the FP Performance red Porsche. Buddy Schultz in the Camaro was the runner-up in the manual class. He was shifting that thing. Crazy. So there was your manual class finals and winner, Todd Nall. Just want to give him a shout-out. Todd's just a great guy. As we kind of wrap up our finals and whatnot, I just, as always, just want to go over First Farmers Bank and Trust and our syndication partners, obviously, 1320video.com, Unleaded 88, Indiana Corn Marketing Council, and, of course, the city of Marion. Without any of them, along with Revolution.com, ShiftSector.com, JeffreyJHart.com. That's right. Don't forget. Big stuff coming from Jeffrey J. Hart. As always, he does some really cool stuff. You're going to want to watch his movie he's got coming out on a father-son team that is actually I call Dear Friends. I'll leave it at that so you can find it maybe on his website, a link. But you're not going to want to miss it. It's a great story. This is kind of sort of like chapter 2 as he's filmed another one, and you're not going to want to miss either one of them. So check out jeffreyjhart.com if you would. You will not be disappointed. Been out here all day in beautiful Marion, Indiana, and it's been an amazing weekend, really. I mean, we've seen some crazy fast stuff. Some records have fallen, and I love coming out to Indiana anyway. I do these events all over the United States, and Indiana, the people here are just great. I mean, if you're watching at home, next year maybe come out to the event. You won't be disappointed. I can promise you that. Every year this event all but seems to, it gains 20-25%. It's insane. So you definitely don't want to miss that. If you have that opportunity, make your way out to beautiful Marion, Indiana. Yeah, you'll just love out here. Looks like Mickey's back up here. He's going to send it. This is an older English racing build. Almost 5 years. Almost all the miles in this car, not all, but almost, because it is still a street car, have been, raced. The car's been well over 200 miles an hour in the half. It's run 8s in the quarter. It's just... the car's crazy. I can't believe this car's actually still going, but the king, Mickey Noriasada, English Racing in the house. Here he goes. Mickey's not mousing around. That looks like a full send to me. Mile an hour coming up. .207.76. Mickey put it on the line. Love that. Thank you, English Racing. Mickey Noriasada, your ethanol winner. Jessica James, runner-up, second place. Great job. That completes our finals. Still have some racing to get to here. As we're moseying along. Beautiful Sunday. Big shout out to Indy's Garage for bringing all those cool cars out here, running that ethanol blended unleaded 88. Daniel with a 157.1, 151.7. It's a tongue twister for Michael. He's got this little S10 right here. Brandon Myers, been a best at 125.8, 350 horse. So definitely not stock. Looks good too. Had two S10s out here all weekend, and both of them pretty fast. One of them almost 200. This one, no slouch either, 130s. 120s, I should say. Ignite Racing Fuels R8 stock. Sipping on the good stuff, though. Ignite Red. Blended ethanol, great. So 124.4 for the S10, 145 for the R8. Nate coming up the Z06, bit of best of 145, 810 horse. I know he's been having something kind of going on here on the big end. I don't know what it is. I can hear it, but I don't know what it is. He's still running, though. So that's good. Good-looking C7. Give you the peace sign, ready to go. So our grid girl about ready to make him go on the launch. Good run there for Nate. 139.3. Julian Bassler's 1,000 horsepower Super coming up against the GTR. Or that's actually Mo's GTR this time. Julian Bassler's Super, though. 1,000 horse. Coming up next, looks like we got our unleaded 88 GT 500. I swear this thing has been running all weekend. Everything over 100, everything from 149 miles an hour to 159 all weekend. Multiple passes. Peter right next to him, same thing. That E63 S AMG's been wicked. 153 best. Looks like we could have an interesting race coming up. Looks like we might have one of the car transporters maybe making a run. I'm not sure. Going to find out here pretty quick. Kind of get some confirmation on if that's going to happen. You can see the Indiana Corn Marketing Council flag and the First Farmers Bank and Trust flags, the Shift Sector swag, or flag, my goodness, we can get your swag on shiftsector.com, throwing that out there, but you can see those flags, just, it's been all day like this, been great. It's been fantastic, you know, out here, the weather's been great. Obviously, we've seen a lot of mile-an-hour new wins, which is always a good thing. Personal best and records, there's quite a few, so many I can't even think. I think this is, out of all the years, I was reflecting on this earlier, all the years I've done this, I got to think this is the most over 200 mile an hour calls I've ever made at one event. Obviously, I call 200 mile an hour runs at Airstrip attacks all over the United States, but for one event at one time, I got to think this is a record. I'll reflect back on this again and whatnot, but I really feel like this is the most that I've seen, and I've been doing this for close to 7 years. I definitely want to thank everybody for joining us as I kind of close out. A few things I want to go over. Obviously, I want to thank our syndication partners, 1320video.com. Thank you for everything, as always. We got jeffreyjhart.com. We got revolution.com, shiftsector.com, and, of course, wrapping up Global Time Attack. So appreciate all that. We've got Unleaded 88. You can find them at unl88.com. Fantastic organization there. We have First Farmers Bank and Trust. Really appreciate their support. Indiana Corn Marketing Council. I mean, that's huge, right? So I want to thank Vengeance Racing for carrying some of our live stream as well. They brought out all kinds of great cars, and hopefully we'll see you at the next event.